So interestingly enough, another iPhone 15 Pro Max issue is kind of happening now as of this point. Now, I'm not really 1000% too sure what this specific issue is because in my opinion, this is a very interesting thing because from what I know and from what everything I basically, tested at, burn-in on an iPhone display doesn't really happen super fast. It doesn't happen all the time, but it is a very common issue with any device out there. But one thing Apple kind of pasted the other day was that not Apple, but what Yahoo Finance, an article they published was Apple's iPhone 15 Pro Max is a disaster. Screen burn-in latest of reported issues. Now, there have been a lot of issues, I'm not going to lie, for the iPhone 15s, but in Apple's defense, they have been kind of going through and fixing some of these issues. The overheating issue and potential battery life issue that could have happened in the future has now kind of been addressed. So that is something that's very important. I will say though, for my iPhone 15, the base model that I own, for some reason is still experiencing some overheating on iOS 17.0.3. That I'll talk about that in a different video. But in this specific case, for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it looks like there is some burn-in that could potentially be happening for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So it looks like on this particular device that a specific user had stated that there could be burn-in potentially going on for the iPhone 15 Pro Max as of this point. But what I'm going to tell you is that this is going to be an issue probably for one person out of every 100,000 iPhone owners right now. For a burn-in iPhone to happen so early is very rare. And the chances of this actually happening and actually being burned in at a widespread issue is very, very rare. Typically, it takes many, many months or years for burn-in to even happen or to occur on a display. If you take a look at even most iPhones that, if you walk into the Apple Store or Best Buy, most Android phones and most iPhones typically don't even have burn-in on those displays anymore either. And they have the same thing on those displays year after year after year. So I will say that this is probably a narrow issue. But with that being said, if this does end up being a widespread issue where people are noticing burn-in on these iPhones very early on in their life cycle, I think that is a very, very important issue for Apple to go and kind of tackle and to face direct, head on. And that would be a very, very important thing for Apple to go and, look into. But as of this point, I think this is a very, this is not an issue that's going to be affecting a lot of people, but burn-in does affect a lot of people over time. And that's just one thing to kind of keep in mind in the back of your head. So it's a weird issue. I'm going to be very curious to see what happens here, very soon. But in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.